live. From Television City in Hollywood, Chrysler Corporation presents Shower of Stars. Starring Jack Benny, Janis Paige, John Raitt, Nichols, with David Rose and his orchestra. And our special guest, Betty Grable. Stars in Hollywood, brought to you by Chrysler Corporation, maker of these 5 great cars. Plymouth, America's biggest automotive value. Dodge, swept wing for 58. DeSoto with the look and feel of the future. The mighty Chrysler. And the triumphant Imperial. The 5 great cars of the forward look. And now, your host for Chrysler Corporation, Bill Lundigan.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shower of Stars. Now, here's your master of ceremonies making his first appearance since the Television Academy Awards, where he won many Emmys. Jack Benny.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, very much. Bill, come here just a minute. I'd like you to correct a statement that you made there. You said that at this Academy affair, that I won many Emmys.
Yes, I did.
And that is wrong. I did not win many. I won two Emmys.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
I wish you would just correct the introduction.
Well, how's this? Ladies and gentlemen, here is your master of ceremonies who won 2 many Emmys.
I had an answer for him, but I got one of the Emmys for being clean. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I must say that I was quite thrilled, even though I've been in this business a long time, at this Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, of winning these 2 Emmys. And I was so excited about it that this is the funniest thing, when I left, after it was all over, I took both Emmys under my arm to go home. And one of the Emmys started to scream and holler, and I realized I was so flustered, I picked up Mickey Rooney instead. But I enjoyed the affair, and it was the first time it was so nice to see Milton Berle again on television, and I must say that he was much better than I hoped. Matter of fact, I had forgotten how funny he really was until that night, and then I was sorry that I was reminded of it. But it was a very nice affair, I think. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to make a very important announcement right now regarding this show. Now, Nanette Fabray, one of the big stars of this show, has been rehearsing with us for 10 days. And last night, she had an accident. And she's all right. She's in the hospital, and she's fine, but she cannot appear after rehearsing for 10 days. So, Miss Janis Paige kindly consented to come over this morning just for the one day and take over her entire role, which is the biggest part of the whole show. And just with one day's rehearsal, Miss Janis Paige is going to do it. I'm sure that she'll do her usual good job. Now, this is my last shower of the, I always say that, my last shower of stars of the season. I always say that. It's so silly. I take a shower every week. But this is the last shower because I'm just too tired to go on. That is, I don't think I am, but my sponsor does. Quite up to par. In fact, I saw a movie the other night with Bridget Bardot, and I found myself enjoying the popcorn. There's something wrong with me, you see. But anyway, you know, a lot of people have asked me, and I'd like to answer the question right now if possible, how these hour shows are put together. Well, you see, I have a deal with CBS, a wonderful deal in which they give me the budget. You see, I hire all the artists and everything, and then the money that's left over, I can keep. But then I know that you wonder, when I have as many stars as we have on this show, like tonight, you wonder, like Betty Grable and John Raitt and Barbara Nichols and Janis Paige, you wonder how there's any money left over. Well, I'll show you. You see, I have to maneuver a little bit. And this maneuvering started about 3 weeks ago when Betty Grable was working at the Moulin Rouge, and I went over to see her about this show. I'll show you.
Clark and Cross, you're on next. Let's go!
Were you looking for someone?
Oh, yes, I'm Jack Benny. I want to speak to Betty Grable.
Jack Benny, of course. It's been so long.
Yes.
I'm Maurice Prince.
Oh, Mr. Prince, yes. I don't remember where we met.
In New York, the Hotel Sherry Netherlands, 5 years ago.
Oh, the Sherry Netherlands.
Yes, yes. Well, I suppose you're here to talk about the Shower of Stars. I heard Betty mention something about it.
Yes, we've signed her for the show, you know.
She signed a contract?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you have a good idea for her.
Oh, Mr. Prince, we have a terrific idea for her, where she can sing and dance and act and do everything that, that her talents call for. She'll be great in it.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Yeah, thank you. Are you her manager?
No, I'm the janitor here.
The janitor?
Yes, I was just taking my coffee break.
Oh. Funny, he doesn't look like a janitor, does he? But then I don't look like a comedian, and I'm sensational.
Miss Grable, you're on next.
Okay, Eddie.
Hello, Betty. I just came over to talk to you about something.
Oh, I wish I'd known you were here. Have you been waiting long?
No, just a little while. I was talking to the janitor. He's a very interesting fellow. Betty, I want to talk to you about...
Hi, Betty.
Oh, hi, Frank.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Frank Stennis, the boss. He owns the Moulin Rouge.
He does? Well, how come the janitors dress better than he is?
Nobody steals from the janitor.
Well, now, Betty, I wanted to talk to you about the Shower of Stars. You see, this being the last one of the season, I want it to be real good, and I have a problem.
Oh, what's that?
Well, it's, you see, I want the show, it's the budget. You see, I want the show to be an extravaganza, and yet not too...
Oh, extravagant?
Yes, yes, that's what I mean, see?
Well, just what did you have in mind, Jack?
Well, Betty, I'd like to have a show, you know, that's a spectacular, say not quite as big as Playhouse 90, and yet a little more lavish than Jukebox Jury. You know, something in between.
There's plenty of room there.
Yes. So now, how would you like it, Betty, if I got, let's say, Janis Paige and John Raitt for the show?
Oh, Jack, I think it'd be wonderful. Janis Paige is a big talent, and John Raitt has a gorgeous voice. I'd love to work with them.
Well, I thought you'd say that, but then I don't think that I can get them.
Well, aren't they available?
Oh, it isn't a case of availability. It's just that, you see, they're going to work for half salary, and I'm paying you so much money that I don't think I can even afford that, you see.
Gee, I hate to think that they couldn't be on the show because of me.
Well, it does sort of put you in a spot. Yada-dee-da-da.
Oh, I feel terrible about it. What can I do?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to get into the mess, you know. Da-dum-bum-dee-da-da-dum.
There must be something.
Well, I can help. But I don't know. I wouldn't know half of what to tell you.
Jack, you just said it.
What?
Half. You can cut my salary in half.
I said that? Oh, for heaven's sake, I didn't even know I said it. Well, that's wonderful.
Oh, I'm so relieved.
Yeah, so am I. Well, anyway, I'll go over and I'll talk to them about it.
Okay, and Jack, I want you to see a number in this show. I think it might be good for the Shower of Stars.
Oh, can I watch it from here?
Oh, look, why don't you come back here tomorrow night and watch it from out front?
Well, tomorrow night I have a very important engagement, and I don't...
You can be a guest of the house.
Well, I don't see why I can't break it. May I bring someone?
Anything you want. I see that you get a very nice table, and there'll be no check.
Well, that isn't important. I mean, whether there's a check or not. Although my tuxedo does look better without a wallet bulging out. Anyway, I'll
Miss Grable, come on.
Tomorrow night. Bye, Jack.
Bye, honey. So long. Cute. Well, goodbye, Mr. Prince.
Oh, goodbye, Jack.
Balmy breezes fan the trees, the foaming breakers fan the shore. Mother Nature has a message.
What's the message?
Fan some more. The sun is broiling and I'm boiling here in the Everglades. The heat is 120 and it is centigrade. Fan it. Fan it. The air needs stirring, hear me purring. Man, shake your fan for me.
We're gonna fan it.
Say fan it. We fan it the way they all say Mother Nature planned it. The leading topic in the tropic always concerns the heat. But you'll outrule it if you cool it, and that's why I repeat. Fan it, fan it. Hear me raving, keep on waving, go like a crazy fool. Man, shake your fan if you plan to keep me cool. Like man, blow up a storm.
And now your host for Chrysler Corporation, Bill Lundigan.
Tonight, spring has sprung. Tonight we're going to bring you exciting springtime news of a new Chrysler Windsor series. And that is, we will if my aim is still good. It's the Windsor Dartline series for 1958. An exciting new Windsor series. This new Chrysler brings you new styling and the bright springtime touch of new metallic colors. And here it is, the Chrysler Windsor Dartline series, one more great example of the forward look in action. Yes, more reasons than ever to look at the cars of Chrysler Corporation. Look at the new Dartline side treatment. Seems to put the car in motion even when it's standing still. Smart new styling accents all through this new series, in fact. Even new rear deck trim, too. Smart horizontal bars to spark up the part of the forward look that most motorists on the road see. Yes, it's a beauty, all right. And there are 3 lively new metallic colors available, too. Fire Glow, Bimini Blue, and Frosty Tan. You can get them in solids or in two-tone with ermine white. See and drive this new Chrysler series with the bright springtime look. The Windsor Dartline on target with new styling and new colors, and priced lower than last year's comparable models. Another great car of the forward look, one of the 5 great cars of Chrysler Corporation. Well, Jack Benny was successful in his negotiations with Betty Grable, so now let's look in on a rehearsal for Shower of Stars the following morning.
John, let's take it once more from the start.
All right.
There once was a man who loved a woman. She was the one he slew a dragon for. They say that nobody ever loved as much as he. But me, I love you more. And there once a man who loved a woman. She was the one he gave his kingdom for. They say that nobody ever loved as much as he. But me, I love you more. My love is a giant, fierce and defiant, but how can I prove it to you? Ain't got no kingdom, no dragon to back up my bragging. How can I show what I would do? I only know there was the man who loved a woman. She was the one he ate that apple for. They say that nobody ever loved as much as he. But me, I love you more.
There once was a woman who loved a man. He was the one that she took poison for. They say that nobody ever loved as much as she. But me, I I love you more. There once was a woman who loved a man. He was the one she swam the channel for. They say that nobody ever loved as well as he. But me, I love you more. My love's meteoric, it's merely historic, a whirlwind of cyclone on wheels. It rocks a whole solar plexus, it's bigger in Texas. I just can't tell you how it feels. I only know there once was a woman who loved a man. Loved him enough to cross the Trojan War. Oh, boy. They say that nobody ever loved as much as she. But me, I love you more. Yes, well, I love you.
There was a man who loved a man. She was the one he slew with dragon for. They say that nobody ever loved as much as he. But me, I love you more.
You ready?
But me, I love you more. Say, Joe, how long did that run?
A little over 2 minutes, but it'll be close to 6 when we open it up and put in the violin part.
The violin part.
Didn't you know? Mr. Benny wants to play his violin in the number.
But that would ruin the song.
Won't do the network any good either. You tell him that we're not going to do the violin number.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Jan. He can't be that bad. He just gave a concert for the Kansas City Symphony, and there were 150 musicians on that stage.
Oh, sure. I heard all about that. It's the first time people walked out from behind him. Oh, no. Yeah, sure. The orchestra got up and left, all but the clarinet player. He was throwing poison darts at him.
Imagine after that he hasn't been invited to do any more concerts.
Oh, on the contrary, au contraire.
What?
My goodness, he was asked to do a concert down at Cape Canaveral.
And?
But, you know, he turned it down when he found out the platform was on the top of a nose cone.
Gee, if he'd only gone, he'd be in orbit by now.
Oh, I'm glad he is. Just imagine, every 92 minutes, we'd be hearing Love in Bloom.
Here he comes. Don't upset him.
Well, I don't care whether I hurt his feelings or not. I'm going to tell him right now. He's not going to get away.
Hi, Jack.
I'm very glad you came because I have something very important.
Wait a minute. You might as well stop right now because I have very bad news for you.
Bad news?
I have so much to do on this show that I will not be able to play my violin number.
You can't play your violin number.
No.
This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. This is not only horrible, it's absolutely terrible. I mean, after all, John and I were depending on you, weren't we, John? I mean, you know, we were going to do, there once was a man, there once was a woman, there once was a violin.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. If it upsets you so, I'll change my mind.
You will not.
We don't want you to sacrifice yourselves for us.
Ourselves, yourselves?
Yourselves for us.
3 selves. Right. Well, look at it. Anyway, there's something very, very important I want to talk to you.
Well, what is it, Jack?
Sour stars. Now, look at it. How would you like it if I could get Betty Grable on the show with us?
Oh, I think she is great. That would be wonderful.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm for it, too, but I don't think I can make the deal.
Well, you mean she isn't available?
Well, it isn't a case of availability, you see. Now, she's willing to work for half salary. But I'm paying you two so much that I just can't even afford that. Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee.
Jack, I hate to think of Betty. Betty can't be on the show because of us.
Well, it does make you seem kind of greedy, doesn't it? Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to get along without Betty.
No, you don't. Oh, listen, I've got it.
What?
John and I will work for half salary.
Yeah, Jack, why couldn't you think of that?
I don't know. I'm supposed to be such a good businessman. I can't figure that out. I should have thought of that.
Excuse me, Jack. How about rehearsing your solo, Janis?
Oh, sure, fine, right now.
Well, you won't need me for a few minutes. I'll go down to the wagon and get a sandwich.
Okay.
See you later.
What song are you going to do?
Well,
Yeah.
Jack, I know how hard you have worked to get Betty and John and myself on the show. So I thought that perhaps it would be nice if I did a number and dedicated it to you.
Oh, well, that's sweet. What's it going to be?
You know what it's going to be?
What?
Mr. Wonderful.
Oh.
Would you like to sit down here?
Yes, yes,
We'll do it.
sure.
Why this feeling? Why this glow? Why the thrill when you say hello? It's a strange and tender magic you do, Mr. Wonderful. That's you. Why this trembling when we speak? Why this joy when I touch your cheek? I must tell you what my heart knows is true. Mr. Wonderful, that's you. And you're so funny, you get the laugh.
Wait a minute.
We're really lucky to work for half. Oh, there's much more I could say, but the words keep slipping away, and I'm left with only one point of view. Mr. Wonderful, that's you. Then one more thing, then you'll see, Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Wonderful. You're so sexy, Mr. Wonderful.
That's me.
Now, once again, your host for Chrysler Corporation, Bill Lundigan.
During my hitch with the Marines in World War II, I went through boot camp with a fellow by the name of Ford. Well, I hadn't seen him for a while. So I dropped in on him out of the MGM studios, where he's just finished his exciting new film, The Sheep Man. The guard at the gate told me I'd find him working on his new Navy film on Stage 18. I found him all right. So this is Glenn Ford hard at work, huh?
Hiya, Bill.
What are you doing, studying lines?
Yeah, well, this is the only comfortable place to sit around here.
How do you like your Imperial?
Oh, it's great. Just great.
You know, a lot of folks in Hollywood are going for the Imperial. As a matter of fact...
Hey, Bill, is this your station wagon?
Hey, now look.
Huh?
I'll give you the shirt off my back, but not my Dodge station wagon.
Hey, say, you know something? You know what this would be good for?
What?
Do you? This would be good for those long location trips we take.
Aren't you going to talk about your Imperial?
Yeah, well, that's fine. Listen, just a second here. Man, I didn't realize there was so much room in these things.
Oh, my friend, all Chrysler Corporation station wagons have more room than any other wagon on the road. In all price classes.
How does it ride, Mr. Chrysler?
Well, how do you like the torsion-air ride in your Imperial?
Oh, this is great. It's fine.
All Chrysler Corporation station wagons have torsion-air ride, too.
No kidding.
That's right. Built into them, no extra cost.
Hey, you know something, Bill? You turned out to be a great salesman.
Thanks.
Yeah. Tell you what, let's do. Let's go over to the commissary. Get a cup of coffee. We'll talk it over, huh?
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Well, we talked it over, all right.
Mr. Lundigan, isn't that Glenn Ford's Imperial?
Yeah, he's trying out my station wagon for a few days. I think he said a few days. See you later. Well, Glenn Ford is sold not only on Imperial, but now Dodge. In fact, on all the cars of the forward look. And it happened because he did a very simple thing. He tried them out. He got in and drove the cars. And I think you will find that cars of the forward look, Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and the Imperial, are as exciting to drive as they are to look at. Why not see one of our dealers soon? And now we return you to Shower of Stars. It's the next night, and Jack Benny doesn't know that Nanette Fabray and John Raitt are visiting Betty Grable.
If we hadn't come over here to visit you tonight, we never would have known.
Oh, about that low-down, conniving, blue-eyed vulture tricking all of us into working for half salary.
And to think that I've got to call the maitre d' and make arrangements to have Jack have everything he wants free of charge.
Don't phone. Oh, I got an idea. I really have. Don't call. Just let Jack come here, order anything he wants, and think everything is free. And when he gets the check and he has to pay for it, oh, boy.
Now, wait a minute, girls. This is the meanest, lowest down trick I've ever heard of. And you want to know something? I like it.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Young.
Pierre, Pierre. Table 26 for Mr. and Mrs. Young.
This way, s'il vous plaît.
And I'm Jack Benny. Have you a table for me?
Oh, let me see. Table 47 is free.
That's the one. That's the one.
Mr. LeMaze, what are you doing here?
Bonsoir, mademoiselle. I am the maitre d'.
Well, what do you know? He comes to the car wash all the time. And he's so finicky. We always have to dry his bumpers twice.
Come here a minute. Look, Kim, I wish when we're out together you wouldn't mention the car wash. You know, it isn't dignified. If anybody asks what you do, say you're a model.
Okay. Don't be so class conscious.
Class conscious?
At the Emmy Awards, you introduced me as Claire Booth Luce.
Well, it was dark and I took a chance. Captain, would you show it to our table?
Certainly, right this way. Oh, I'm sorry. You will have to wait till Miss Grable finishes her number.
Oh, it's all right. We'll wait.
What
did I do? What did I say? And where, oh, where in the world did you go?
Pierre, please, table 47.
This way, if you please.
Thank you.
Gee, what a big place. If you took all the tables out, it would make a swell bowling alley.
Look at Kim. Why do you always keep thinking about a bowling alley? Bowling all the time.
Good exercise. Didn't you ever go to a bowling alley?
Only to steal rosin. Yeah.
Would you care for a cocktail?
A cocktail?
Yeah, shrimp.
Kim, he means, would you like something to drink?
Well, why didn't he say so? I'll have a can of beer.
Honey, I told you, this is on the house. Listen, bring me a dry martini, and the Duchess of Windsor will have the same. Hey, while we're waiting, would you like to dance?
Okay. Where do you buy the tickets?
Honey, this is not a dime a dance hall.
Oh.
Oh, there's Janis Paige and John Raitt over there.
Hi, Jack.
Hi.
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 Let's go over and really build up his check.
Well, I'm not hungry, but this is one time I'll be happy to force myself.
Now, listen, honey, these are very nice people, so, act like a lady.
I will.
Okay. Well, John, and... Honey, it's the man that stands up. Now, sit down. John and Mr. Raitt and Miss Paige, this is Miss Kim O'Day.
How do you do?
What are you two doing here?
Well, we came here to see the show, but we're having trouble getting a table.
Oh, well, there's plenty of room here. Would you like to sit here?
If you insist.
Now, what would you like to drink?
Well, I'd like a martini.
I'll have one, too.
Wait a minute, what are we doing with martinis, for heaven's sake? Let's have a waiter bring some champagne, the best, for all around.
Waiter, while you're here, we'd like to order our food.
Yes, sir.
Shall I order?
You go right ahead.
Let's see. We'll start off with 2 Caesar salads, 2 orders of oysters on the half shell, 2 shrimp cocktails, 2 New York steaks, 2 zucchini Florentine, and 2 baked potatoes and 2 demitasse.
That sounds wonderful. I'll have the same. You don't mind, do you, Jack?
No. If you're hungry, eat. The president says bye. I can't think of a better night for me to do it.
Waiter, we'd like to start off our dinner with a double order of imported caviar.
Yes, sir.
What's caviar?
It's fish eggs.
I'll have 2 soft boiled.
Honey, those eggs aren't big. Oh, never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some celebrities with us tonight. Miss Janis Paige, Mr. John Raitt, and Mr. Jack Benny. And I'm sure with a little encouragement, they'll entertain for us.
I don't know, this always happens,
How would you like a song from John Raitt?
What always happens?
Nothing.
How about it, John?
Gee, isn't he cute? He can put his Imperial on my wash rack anytime.
summer seems to know every time you're near, and the touch of a breeze gently stirs all the trees, and a bird wants to please my ear. The long, hot summer seems to know what a flirt you are, seems to know your caress isn't mine to possess. How could someone possess a star? But you may long for me, long before the fall, long before the winds announce that winter's come to call. And meanwhile, I'll court you, and meanwhile, I'll kiss you. Meanwhile, my lonely arms will hold you strong. And meanwhile, the long, hot summer slowly moves along. Oh, so slowly moves
John, that was just great. You're in fine voice.
Thank you, Jack. Where did Janis go?
Oh, Betty wanted her to come to her dressing room for a minute.
I see.
Excuse me. Gee, Mr. Raitt, you know, when you were up there singing, I got goosebumps all up and down my spine.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Kim.
Would you like your picture taken?
Oh, yes, yes.
Now put your head on his shoulder and smile.
Wait, she's with me.
The night isn't over yet.
All right, take the picture.
Now everybody give me a great big smile. Hold it. It develops in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Gee, Mr. Raitt, I can't get over what a wonderful singer you are. You ought to turn professional.
Kim, what are you talking about? He's been in 1,000 shows. He's had the lead in the show.
Oh, I didn't know that. But, Mr. Raitt, with a voice like yours, you ought to sing songs that show it off better. You know, like The Witch Doctor.
The Witch Doctor?
Yeah. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, willa, walla, bing, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh,
Kim.
ah, ah, ting,
Wait a
ting,
minute,
willa,
Kim.
walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee,
Kim.
ooh, ah, ah, ting.
Kim! Eat your fish eggs and be quiet.
The minute is up. There you are.
Hey, that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know, you look a lot younger in the picture, and it was only taken a minute ago.
At my age, a minute is a long time.
Hey, Jack, look, Betty and Janis are going to do a number together.
Oh.
We're just two little girls from Little Rock. We lived on the wrong side of the tracks. But the gentlemen who used to call, they never did seem to mind at all. They came to the wrong side of the tracks. Then someone broke our hearts in Little Rock. So we up and left the pieces there. Like little lost lambs we roamed about. We went to New York and we found out that men are the same way everywhere. We were young and determined to be wined and dined in ermine, and we worked at it all around the clock. Now one of these days in our fancy clothes, we're going back home and punch the nose of the one who broke my heart. The one who broke my heart. The one who broke our hearts in Little Rock.
New York, New York. New York, New York.
I'm just a little girl from Little Rock. A horse used to be my closest pal. Though I never did learn how to read or write, I learned about love in the pale moonlight, and now I'm an educated gal. I learned an awful lot in Little Rock, and here's some advice I'd like to share. Find a gentleman who is shy or bold, is short or tall or young or old and long, and the guy's a millionaire. For a kid from a small street, I did very well on Wall Street, though I never owned a share of stock. And now that I'm known in the biggest banks, I'm a-going back home and give my thanks to the one who broke my heart, the one who broke my heart, the one who broke our heart, the one who broke our heart in Little Rock.
Well, baby, are you having a good time?
Oh, sure.
Say, Jack, how did you and Kim meet?
Well,
We met when I was a dancing instructor at Arthur Murray.
oh, forget about that.
I can't forget about it. He wanted to learn the rock and roll. And during our first lesson, his garter got caught on my earring. No, it was great. We invented a new step called the yo-yo.
I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Do you care for anything else?
I don't know. Would you care for anything else? Then?
Oh, no, I'm stuffed.
Oh, I guess that'll be all then.
Very well, then I'll go get your check.
The check.
Jack, I have to make a phone call.
Wait a minute, John. Wait a minute. This I don't understand.
The waiter's going to bring the check.
Said you were going to be a guest to the house.
Well, that's what they told me. I can't figure that out.
Here you are, sir.
$137. But look at Miss Grable told me that we were going to be a guest here.
I'm very sorry, sir. No such arrangement has been made.
Well, listen, I'm not going to argue about it, you know. It's not all right with me. 137. The zipper stuff just... There you are. There's 10. There's 20. That's 30. 50. There's 100. There's 150. There's 170. Keep the change. And, oh, by the way, here's $10 for the maitre d', and $20 for the captain. And here, and give $5 to the janitor.
Thank you.
Well, come on, Kim. Huh? Let's go. Glad you had a good time. Song, kid.
Jack, look,
What?
I guess it was a dirty trick we played on you, but you deserved it for tricking us into working for half salary.
Oh, well, I don't care. I didn't mind paying the check. It doesn't mean...
Pardon me, Mr. Benny, your car is waiting.
Oh, here, give the parking attendant $5 here, will you please? There you are. Well, so long, kid. Oh, by the way, John, you were in such a hurry when you left the table, you dropped your wallet. Here. You better have the zipper stuck there. Better have it fixed. Come on now.
In just a moment, you will meet John Forsythe, Dick York, Bethel Leslie, Alexander Scorby, and Robert Armstrong in a preview of next week's exciting Climax program.
This is a suitcase. This is the man who owns the suitcase. And this is the car that carries the man and his suitcase. A car built for the man who drives 300 miles or more a day. The car of the forward look made by Chrysler Corporation, this DeSoto Sportsman. You know, men who drive a lot count on their cars a lot. They know cars and know what the forward look means to men who do a lot of heavy driving. They know that at the end of a long day's drive, Chrysler Corporation's constant control power steering, full-time power steering, not just part-time, has taken a real load off their hands. They know, too, that those total contact brakes can slow and stop that car with minimum effort on the driver's part. And, best of all, men who drive over 300 miles a day can testify that Torsionaire ride is the best ride in the business. A suspension system that eliminates a lot of the reasons for tiring rides. With Torsionaire, there's no nose dip when you stop, no tail down when you start, no side sway in the corners. Only cars of the forward look have Torsionaire ride. And unlike some other suspension systems, you get Torsionaire at no extra cost. Well, if you're the one person out of four who wants a little bit more in a car, then check up on the cars of Chrysler Corporation. Cars of the forward look. Take a drive at one of the dealers of these 5 great cars. Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and Imperial dealers all over the country are celebrating You Auto Buy Week. Keep the economy strong. Buy now. And here are the results of the Mobile Gas economy run just completed. Chrysler Corporation again walks off with the lion's share of firsts. Plymouth, Chrysler, and Imperial each wins first place in its class, and Imperial wins the sweepstakes. Drive America's performance winners, the cars of Chrysler Corporation. You know, a few days ago, I had one of the great thrills of my life. I toured the U.S. Army Ordnance Missile Command at Huntsville, Alabama. I spoke to key people who designed and built the world-famous Jupiter C missile, Carl Heimberg, for example. Next week, Climax will present an exciting story of the men and women behind the scenes in this momentous struggle against outer space. Shooting for the Moon, starring John Forsythe, Dick York, Bethel Leslie, Alexander Scorby, and Robert Armstrong.
You scientific geniuses. You build yourself a mighty missile. You shoot it up in the air and then you can't get it down again. Come on now. What's so tough about getting a nose cone from the upper atmosphere back to the Earth?
Frank, this isn't a home anymore. It's a waiting room. Why don't you put up a bulletin board, arrivals and departures, every hour on the hour, day and night to Huntsville, Alabama, and the world-famous launching pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida. Please note, no wives wanted.
If you're ever going to be an engineer, not just a technician, a button pusher, you must accept failure as part of your education, part of your life. There's no other way to find success as a scientist.
Frank, I can't keep pushing these guys. Look at the way Benari exploded. Now, will you please let somebody else be the straw boss? I'm just not cut out to be an executive the way you are, and that's all there is to it.
What makes you think that I was cut out to be an executive? I wanted a nice, leisurely, scholastic life. You know, teaching, research, the old walls of ivy bit. Well, the simple truth is, if you walk out on me now, I'm licked.
Bring out this lady that did such a wonderful job on one moment's notice. She only rehearsed today, Janis Paige. not easy to do in one day what somebody has rehearsed in 10, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is the last Shower of Stars, but I'll be on next Sunday on my own show, Lucky Strike, which I'll hope you will watch. And remember what President Eisenhower said, buy something and help fight the recession. Remember, 1 out of every 7 workmen in America relies on the automotive industry for his paycheck. So if you need a new car, you auto buy now. It's pretty corny, but I think it's pretty important. Thank you and good night. Very much.
Remember, leave sooner, drive slower.
Can't replace your eyes. Guard them as you guard all other aspects of your health and well-being. Good vision means good safe driving, good reading, good television enjoyment. Be wise. Take care of your eyes. Shower of Stars has been brought to you by Chrysler Corporation. The Forward Look. Portions of the preceding program were pre-recorded. Shower of Stars has been selected for viewing by all the overseas. Shower of Stars is a CBS Television Network production.